I know how it sounds. I do. Paranoid. Overreacting. Crazy, maybe. That's what she called it, the paranoia. But when you live somewhere long enough, your body starts memorizing its rhythm. You just know when something's not quite right. It started small. One morning, my favorite mug, the one I always left beside the sink, was suddenly flipped upside down and back in the cabinet. My sock drawer had a pair missing. The toothpaste was squeezed in the middle, not from the bottom like I always did it. Laundry that I left unfolded somehow ended up folded. Wrong. I asked her about it. My girlfriend. She laughed it off, said I was being dramatic. Said maybe I did it and forgot. Gaslighting 101. I believed her at first. Work had been stressful. My brain was fried. I thought maybe I was imagining it. Until one Thursday evening, I came home and found my hoodie, the one I hadn't worn in weeks, the one buried deep in my closet, just lying on the couch. Still warm. Like someone had just taken it off. That night, I didn't sleep much. And by the next morning, I'd ordered a set of hidden cameras online. One went above the TV. One near the front door. One discreetly tucked into a bookend in the bedroom. I didn't say a word to her. I just waited. And a week later, I opened my laptop. I clicked play on the living room feed. And what I saw made my mouth go dry. I stopped breathing because the man who walked in wasn't a stranger. And he used my key. The first 2 days of footage were normal. Boring, even. She'd come home. Drop her keys. Kick off her shoes. Scroll her phone. Heat leftovers. Laugh at some show. Fall asleep in front of the TV. I felt stupid watching it all. Like maybe I had made a mistake. Maybe the hoodie thing was just coincidence. But then came day 3. It was 5:43 p.m. timestamp burned into my brain forever. The front door opened, and she walked in with him. I paused. Rewound. Watched again. No break-in. No struggle. No hesitation. He used a key. My key. Then he kissed her. Not a shy kiss. Not a "we slipped up" kiss. It was casual. Familiar. Like they'd done it 100 times. They laughed. She asked if he wanted pepper soup or spaghetti. He asked how her day went. They sat on my couch, legs tangled, watching my Netflix account. And then they slept in my bed. Right under the camera, tangled up in the sheets I paid for. The ones we picked out together. I felt sick. I replayed the footage 4 times just to be sure I wasn't imagining things. But no, I knew that man. Her ex. The one she cried about. The one she said was toxic and blocked forever. Not only was he back. She wasn't just cheating. She was living a second life in the same house I paid for. Using my groceries. Wearing my hoodie. And smiling like nothing was wrong. But what shattered me wasn't the kiss. It wasn't even the bed. It was the next morning when I saw him quietly walking to my drawer, and pulling out a folded piece of paper. My birth certificate. This wasn't just cheating. He didn't just visit. He snooped like the house was his. Like I didn't exist. At first, it was small stuff. A glance through the fridge. Opening drawers. Moving things around. But then I watched helpless as he walked to the file cabinet near the TV. He pulled out my passport. My passport. Then my credit card folder. And finally, my journal. He read it. He laughed. She did too. They pointed at certain pages like it was a comic book. I felt violated in a way I can't explain. Not physically. But emotionally, spiritually. Then came the part that made my knees go cold. He opened my work laptop. The one that holds sensitive files. Stuff I had access to from a government agency I consult for. Files that aren't supposed to be accessed outside secured networks, and definitely not by some random ex with a shady past. He didn't know the password, but he tried. And she helped him guess. They didn't get in, thank God. But the fact they tried was enough. Enough to bury love. Enough to replace heartbreak with rage. I sat there, watching the footage at 2:31 a.m., fists clenched, breath shallow, feeling like I had been robbed not of items, but of privacy. Of trust. Of everything I thought my life was built on. And I knew right then. This was bigger than heartbreak. This was dangerous. I copied the footage to a flash drive, stuck it in an old pill bottle, and buried it under the spare tire in my car. Just in case this story didn't end with a clean goodbye. I waited until Friday night. After dinner. After she laughed at a joke on TV and curled up on the couch like our life was still intact. I had everything ready, laptop open, volume just loud enough. She asked, "Wanna watch something?" I didn't answer. Instead, I said, "Have you seen anyone while I've been gone?" She blinked. No. Why? So I pressed play. The footage lit up the screen. The kiss. The way she smiled at him. The drawer. My journal. She didn't speak for a second. Then her face twisted. Not into guilt. Into anger. You installed cameras? That's sick. You violated my privacy. No apology. No tears. No remorse. Just rage that I caught her. She tried to say the video was old. Said I was paranoid. Manipulative. That I'd driven her into secrecy. Classic gaslight speed run. I told her I'd already sent the footage to my boss because the moment her boyfriend touched my work laptop, it became a national security issue. She froze. And that's when she knew she was truly cornered. She didn't pack her things. She ran. He did too, deleted his socials, wiped everything. Vanished. But what they didn't know, what they still don't know, was that someone else had been watching them too. Not me. Not a neighbor. Someone who'd been waiting for a reason. And when I got the call, one I never expected, I realized this story wasn't over. It was just beginning. It had been a week since she ran. The house was quiet. My head wasn't. I kept the cameras up not out of fear anymore, but out of instinct. I didn't trust silence the way I used to. Then I got the call. Unknown number. Soft voice. Nervous tone. "I think we need to talk, I'm his girlfriend." I sat down slowly. She said she found my number in a folder hidden in a locked note app on his phone. Turns out I wasn't the only one being lied to. I wasn't even the first. She had her own suspicions. So she started digging. That's when it got dark. He'd been recording her too. Using old phones. Cloud backups. Hidden storage. When we compared notes, timelines, and videos, our stomachs turned. There were aliases, fake accounts, photos of other women, crypto transactions, and stolen IDs. This wasn't just cheating. This was organized manipulation. She turned everything over to the authorities. Turns out, my house? Just one stop on a long, disgusting list. He was being watched now, not by me, not by her, but by people with badges. I installed cameras to catch a cheater. But what I uncovered was something far darker than I ever imagined.